Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Satisfactory, my friends. Now, today we are going to be working on the new assembly line for the computers. However, just because we are going to be working on this assembly line, that doesn't mean we are going to have this assembly line done, because well, as you know, as per usual, I did a little bit of work in between episodes. That work, consisted of doing some math, and that math made me realize a big problem that we have. But first, let's just analyze the math, and then the problem will become evident. So, like the heavy modular frames, we will want to have around 10 computers being crafted per minute using the standard recipe. That means 4 machines. And that means 208 screws per minute, 108 plastic, 90 cable and 100 circuits. For the screws and the cable, well, those numbers are pretty tame. Using alternative recipes, we can just fabricate these very easily, right? We only need less than 1 machine producing screws with a still alternative recipe, 3 machines producing the cable that requires 180 wire, that requires 1.5 of these bad boys to make the have the wire using the Kytherium alternative recipe, and that means like 1.5 smelters, nothing fancy there, right? And the same is for the screws, because we only need like less than 1 machine making steel to feed the screws. The plastic we'll have to outsource, obviously, or in this case import, but that number is a little bit higher than we are producing right now. That already is a problem, but wait, because there is more, obviously. I mean, these are rookie numbers. What the hell? Like, the other one was so difficult, so I wonder what could be the problem this time. You're right, it is the circuits, because the circuits are a bit redonkulous. They require 13.3 machines, making them circuits with a standard recipe, and that requires 400 plastic per minute. We are producing 100 right now. Yeah, we need 580 plastic per minute, and we don't really have those numbers available to us. That's just this is an issue, but wait, there is more, because then we need 200 of these bad boys to make the circuits, right? And that means 20 machines making the freaking copper sheets, and that requires 400 copper ingots, which in turn requires 400 copper per minute at being distributed in the 13.3 smelters, which is also kind of large, but I mean, we can find the copper. That's not a problem. This is a problem. This is a major problem. So, because I saw the problem that it was, I went around and I explored a little bit to find more oil, another suitable location for make another chemical plant, blah blah blah. You probably are already guessing that I went ahead and I expanded the road like crazy and end up in a different biome that we are going to be working today. But I also found a alternate recipe thingy, so let's put that in the map. Hopefully we will find something that is actually useful. This is all the good stuff that I found in this exploration journey. A couple of slugs and one of these bad boys. Please game, thank you. So let's just analyze this bad boy over here and pray to the gods of Satisfactory that we actually get something good for us. Something that either gives us more plastic or, I don't know, something useful, right? And then, eventually I'll convert these slugs once I need more shards. But that's not the only thing I did. You see, do you remember in the end of the last episode when I told you that we were going to need a warehouse to house all the advanced components that we are fabricating? Yeah. I kind of went ahead and I just did the freaking warehouse, because I didn't know where I should slot this build into. Yeah, we already have plenty of episodes building useless stuff, so yeah, just went ahead, build this thing. Is nothing like super complicated. We have the lines coming from the spaghetti floor. They get filtered through 2 smart splitters. The first smart splitter sends everything towards the buffer to be exported and then overflows into the next thingy over here, and in this one the center lane takes all of the stuff into our personal warehouse, and then the rest is overflown to the right and is conducted to an awesome sink. The same pattern is repeated for every other component that we might be fabricating. Right now I just made 3 lines because I think we are going to need 5 lines, but I was a bit lazy and I just need build 3 because I mean, once we are on like episode number 54 we can you know, worry ourselves with that. And so this is going to be our warehouse area, my friends, right? I think we're going to be making either 5 or 6 components, so this space is more than enough. That is just temporary, because I don't want this line to stop, because I noticed that we were running into a small issue. Here's the thing, the chemical plant over there, it's kinda like, how should I put it, one item is dependent on the other. So for us to make rubber, we are dependent on the petroleum coke being evacuated out of that station. If this line stalls, the petroleum coke will stall, which means that the heavy oil will stall, and that means no more rubber for us, and that's bad, right? That can lead to situations that are not good, because the ratios might not be precise, you know, we might be consuming more rubber than we are petroleum coke, blah blah blah. That's bad, right? And so I went ahead and I made a small area over there for us to burn the excess petroleum coke. So how about I just go over there and show you. Alright, so a few episodes ago we have prepared this area, you know, for this eventuality, right? We placed all of these smart splitters that send the overflow through these lines over here, right? These lines then get sent into these ginormous buffers, which are probably full, yes they are, and then, you know, I just combine this line, send it through here, and placed it, you know, inside of these coal burners. They burn the petroleum coke really fast at 25 units per minute, but unfortunately we don't have any water around here. Like, do you guys remember all of those episodes ago when we found like a small puddle of water all the way over there, right? Like, I attempt to place several water extractors, but I could only place one. And there was like one of those crazy artifacts underwater and whatnot. Yeah, that's what's providing the water. That's pretty much it. There is no more water around here. Like, that was very, very unfortunate once I realized that. So yeah, we are now burning 150 petroleum coke per minute, 150 petroleum coke per minute, because it's 25 per machine, so we have 6, so, you know, that's 150. We're producing 1200, so we are burning just over 10% of what we are producing, but hey, that's enough to keep the line flowing, meaning that at least we are producing a little bit of rubber, so yeah, that's better than nothing, I suppose. If we found a way to like make better pipes and better water extractors in the future, maybe we can expand that. If not, oh well, at least there is a little bit of flow in the lines, and that's all that we cared about. Now let's move on to the main subject of this video, which is somewhat very similar to the thing that we have in here right now. We are going to go oil hunting, right? Maybe I already have done the hunting for us, so in this case it's just oil showing. Looks like the memory search is already done, but yeah, this was where the road ended, right, at our super coal truck stop, right? Now I have extended that path just a little bit, just not a little bit, maybe a lot, because the oil is a little bit far away, so I might need another means of transportation to get there. Okay, so this is the end of the building spree that I went on. Yeah, my friend, I know I built a lot of stuff, but here's the thing. Like, building this road takes almost an hour, and 1 hour is like 80 gigabytes of file size, and yeah, there is like no content to be made in here, so I just decided to do these kinds of things. off camera because otherwise we would have like 300 episodes. This series would only be ended by Christmas 2030, and by then I mean I kind of won't be playing other things, if you know what I'm saying. But in any case, back to the business at hand. I scanned the map and I found that we had a few deposits over here. We have a pure node over here, and we have two more normal nodes, one right there and another one right there. Yeah, we are going to pretty much overclock these nodes so that we have a 300th pipe going out of here. I don't care if I have to use all the power shards. I mean, we can only use 3, but I'm pretty certain that's more than enough to get at least a 300th. So that we can fabricate all the freaking plastic in the world. Yeah, that's pretty much what this is going to be fabricating. Zero rubber, all plastic, because we need it all. Do you know what is a excellent start to your builds, my friends? Realizing that you didn't bring the necessary materials to build the stuff in the first place. But well, my friends, given that I had come back to resupply, I mean, I think we can see what do we have to select in the mem, right? So we have 3 additional recipes, one for the pure Caterium ingot, which allows us to put some water and yeah. Or we have rubber, which requires plastic plus fuel. Kinda weird, but okay, maybe it's going to be useful in the future. And then we have this for the automated wiring, which looks worse. Maybe you you produce less per minute. No, you produce more per minute. Oh, okay. I was looking at this backward. Sure, if only for that, you produce a little bit more per minute. Maybe this one is good, but I'm going to select this one. Not exactly what we were looking for, but okay. Now, to make sure that we don't have this problem again during this build, I'm gonna bring this truck filled up with a bunch of resources. My inventory is filled up with a bunch of resources. I even made a list, so hopefully, I won't need to come back in here to resupply again, hopefully. Okay, so we are here. Now it is finally time to get building. Yeah, I think I'm just going to collect all the oil, make it go through like a common spine, and try to build like as close to the ground as possible, because we don't have a lot of room in here. And there is a bunch of fart clouds going all over the place, and there is a couple of power slugs that I have yet to collect, one right there, but yeah. The environment is very toxic, so I'm just going to postpone on that. Alright, my friends, status report. Pipe work is done, at least on the bottom floor. We have all the extractors, all the pipe done and being sent all the way to the top. We have 2 pumps per pipe, that's required for this height, and so the fluids should go all the way to the top, no problems. Now, I know that I said that I was going to make like a platform as close to the ground as possible, precisely, you know, because of both space and so that we could avoid having a bunch of pumps. But as I was building this, I quickly realized that between the main platform and the oil extractors, we don't have the clearance to put refineries in here. This is like bare minimum that we would be able to get, because of the all the extractors, and it's possible that the blinking light that tells you if the machine is online or not would be sticking out of the floor, and this is not even close to enough height to put a bunch of refineries in here. So because of that, we are going to divert from the original plan, and we are going to make a platform, or in this case we are going to extend our existing platform a little bit, and then we are going to put the refineries like over here to the side. I still don't know how many refineries we are going to need, so how about we see that right now. We want to be making them plastics, right? So we need 30, we have 3 pipes of 300, so technically we need 10 per pipe, 30 machines. So 30 refineries, okay. Reducing all of this heavy oil. Okay, one full pipe of oil. of heavy oil. That at least, you know, it's good. How much? Not a lot. Like less than 9. Okay. So like 39 of these bad boys. Really? I brought enough to make 30 of them, not 39, but I don't know. We'll make do, I suppose. It's just the realization that I have to fit like 39 of those things in here. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous, I say. Oh my lord. Okay. Time to start extending this platform as much as I can, as much as my concrete allows me, that is. And then we'll see how much stuff we can fit in here. Alright, my friends, this is 10 machines. We need 30. Bare minimum, not counting the conversion from heavy oil to petroleum coke. Yeah, that's a different problem for a different time. Oh boy. I don't know, my friends. I don't know how am I gonna do this, but well, I'm going to try and fit as many as I can in here, because well, we can't really fit like 2 back to back. We don't really have a lot of space. Whoa, take it easy. We might be able to do that, but like the belt work and the pipe work that we have still to do, like if we have them all in a line, ultra easy, super fast, super easy to do. If we start, you know, putting them side by side, then things get a little bit more challenging, shall I say. So yeah, for now I'm just going to try and put them all in a straight line. If I can't fit them all, well, then we'll see what happens after that. Well, my friends, allow me to present to you what I can only describe as the stretchy boy. Would you look at all of this? 30 machines laying down in a row. Huh. Okay. I mean, simple, like, execution of pipe work from here on out, right? Because I just need to like stretch this pipe all the way to the end of these 10 machines, and then stretch the other one all the to the other set of 10, and then the other one to the other set of 10. Pretty simple, and that also means that we have easy extraction of outputs, because the only thing we have to do is just run a pipe from down there all the way to over there and unite all of the machines, because, you know, 30 times 10 equals 300, which is the output that the pipes can take. 300 meters per 300 meters of fluid per minute, you know, and yeah, then we just take that pipe into another set of a bunch of machines to be converted into petroleum coke, and then we take that petroleum coke and we burn it for power. And this time we are not going to go into issues on how much we can actually burn, because there is water around and we can just build a power plant to burn as much petroleum coke as we want. And you know, the output will be sent into buffers, and once the buffers are full, we just sink the rest of the materials and blah 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 blah. And yeah, this is going to be a long factory, but not necessarily a big factory, if you know what I mean. But oh well, time to stop ranting and do a little bit more of pipe work. Well, my friends, there is pipes as long as the eye can see. Would you look at this stretch? It is beautiful in its own way, but still a very long stretch. And then in the back of that there is another pipe to collect the heavy oil residue going that way. I was going to start to make the mergers and belt thingy, but when I came to the realization that I will have to do this one for the 30 machines, I like, yeah, I need a break, because it's far more tricky to line these things up than it seems. So yeah, I need a little bit of break before I get along and do that. But yeah, this pipe over here is going to have 300 meters of heavy oil residue that we are then going to recycle. Yeah, like I double check this number every time, because for some reason this looks like a lot of machines connected to the same pipe, but in the end I know that the math is correct. So yeah, let's belt this thing, and well, after that we can power it up and kickstart it, because it's you know, that part at least is almost done. We still need to make the truck stops and a bunch of stuff like the refinery area that is going to convert the heavy oil residue into petroleum coke, and then the petroleum coke power plant to burn all of that. But still, you know, we are almost done with this part at least. Alright my friends, next item on the list is the belts, and the belts are almost done. We need to do an intermediary step before we can conclude the belts, you know, because we need to connect it to the truck's stops right there. I'm going to assume that this facility is going to need a maximum of 5 truck stops, so, you know, I made the dimensions taking into consideration 5 truck stops. If we need more, then we're kind of screwed, but I'm not going to think... I don't think that we are going to need more. So, pretty much the belts are connecting from the back of the refinery, right? Every 10 belts, every 10 refineries, I mean, connect to one single belt, meaning each belt is transporting 200 plastic per minute, right? We repeat the process for the other sets, and then we combine them in a row of 3 belts over here. The 3 belts then pass through a smart splitter that is going to send most of it, or in this case all of it, towards the front, where we are going to do the intermediary step, which is building a buffer. That is going to require a little bit of effort, so that's for a little while, and then the rest will overflow to the sides, and this sideline will then be conducted towards the awesome things, so that we ensure that the line never stalls out and we have, you know, all of this material being synced in. Now let's just do the intermediary process, which is connecting these belts with at least 2 truck stops, because we have, you know, 3 belts, and each truck stop only has 2 inputs, so we need 3 truck stops. Yeah, I kind of want to do like a small floor on top of the truck stops, where we are going to conduct these 3 thingies right into a top floor, and then we make the buffers on top of the truck stops, and then the items drop down. We can either do that, or we can do actually below. I think I'm going to do below, because if we do below, we can actually do something pretty neat to make sure that everything is nice and tight. We can do this. Bam. Bam. If we come, if we make the thing being fed from on top, the floor holes would be, you know, somewhere along these lines, which would intrude a lot on the next truck stop. But if we do it like this, we can do it. Come on, connect. In this case, we need to connect to the floor hole, and then put it like so, and then go connect to the floor hole, and then push it a little bit upwards, and then go like this until they meet. Bam. Beautiful, and tightly organized, not intruding too much in the next truck stop. So maybe we are actually going to do things from below, because it's actually more... oh, I need iron rods. It's actually more easy to organize in the future. These may look a little bit funky, but let's be honest, every build needs a spaghetti floor, right my friends? So yeah, we bring those 3 conveyors down, we put them to the same level. 1 conveyor goes to the truck stop number 2, and the other 2 go to the truck stop number 1. We are going to be using the petroleum coke as fuel, but for that we still need to fabricate it, but pretty much, well, we just build a line through here, and then we split it to the side, making sure that the fuel reaches the truck's stops. Cool, so technically speaking, this thing is ready. The problem is that we are only talking about technically speaking, because the pipe for the heavy oil residue is going to fill up pretty quickly, and this thing is going to stall immediately. So I suppose that we need to take care of that next, right? Which means taking this pipe somewhere and turning all of it into beautiful petroleum coke that we are then going to put in... Hello? Let's offshoot for a moment. What the hell is that? Oh my lord, my friends, the building carriers... They know how to fly now. Look at that. That is absolutely terrifying. Can we shoot it? Apparently not from here. Oh well. Still, let's try to avoid going that way because clearly those guys are, shall we say, special. Well, my friends, in order for us to fit a refinery below this platform, like, I kid you not, we need to put as close to the water as humanly possible, otherwise it clips with the floor above. Oh boy! Oh, those are really big things, I have to say. I also found a few of those, you know, annoying things, but this time we can actually shoot them and get rid of them, or at least I already got rid of a couple of them, but apparently that one is immortal. It has enabled cheat codes and it is playing on God mode clearly. Oh, there we go. Killed off, and there is a power slug over there for us to pick up, but yeah, that's actually kind of ridiculous. Very well. Alright, so now that we have our factory floor done, let's see, how many machines are we going to need? This thing requires 40 to make 120. So let's go like this, 300 divided by 40, that's 7.5 machines. 7.5 machines times 120, that's 900 petroleum coke. Not bad. 900, oops. 900 divided by 25, that's 36 coal burners. Now we are not going to build a 36 because we need the petroleum coke to use as fuel and stuff like that. But yeah, that's actually a lot of power. Just right there. That is going to make it so that this build is actually power positive. We are going to be making more power just by, you know, burning the byproducts. I like that. I like that a lot. But fitting 36 machines in here seems a little bit difficult, but that's a problem for future me. Right now, present me needs to fit 7.5 machines in here, which doesn't seem very complicated. And yeah. Time to get that done. We have the heavy oil coming from there, and then we just pipe it from behind and collect the petroleum up front. Heavy oil residue to petroleum coke conversion is now a reality. Beautiful, so now we have siphoned off the residue from the plastic line and we are now turning it into petroleum coke. Problem is, that petroleum coke needs to go somewhere, right? Right, so each machine is producing 120, which means we combine two machines into one belt of 240, which means that in the end we have 3 belts of 240 and then we have this one belt of 180 because this machine is supposed to be at 50%. Remember, it's 7.5 machines, so this is the 0.5. Right, so this belt has 180. Each one of these belts can provide enough fuel for 9.6 coal burners. We are going to round that down to 8, because 8 is a far better number to use than 9.6. We'll smart split the belts, and any overflow that we have we'll find other ways to get rid of it, right? But that means we have 8, 16, 24 coal burners in our future. And that also means that every set of 8 requires a set of 4 pipes, so we need 4, 8, 12 pipes as well. And then each 2 pipes requires 3 water extractors. So yeah, that's way too complicated for my head right now. But that's a bunch of water extractors. Yeah, in our future. So let's just say that thought only clicked in my head right now. I only now kinda came to the realization that I was going to need like 5 billion water extractors and 3 billion coal burners. Yeah. Where the hell am I gonna fit all of that? That's an interesting question. I think we are going to offset our power plant a little bit. This is going to be interesting. So my idea is, in order to save on space, because that's actually kind of difficult right now, we are going to put, like, for example, the water Come on, bro. Just do what I want to do, okay? This is for an example only. So we are going to build one of those, right? A water extractor. And then, right on top of it... Yeah, so like this, right? Everything is covered? Yeah, everything is covered, so... in here at this height. Right. Come on. I don't know how I am going to build it just yet without all of the supporting structures and whatnot, but that's a problem for a little bit. So the idea would be for us to have like instead of having like 1 billion pipes going into like 1,000 kilometers, which takes me like 5 hours to build, I'm going to do something that is going to take me 10 hours to build. The idea being we put one of... Come on. Floor holes, something like along these lines, right? With a floor hole like over there, connected to the machines, and we do like the connection to and the splitting below the refinery, and then we have like that chimneys pointing out, right? And we can cover it with like a little bit of a roofing and something along these lines. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, something along these lines. Is this going to be easy to do? I don't know. I don't know how I am going to do this just yet, but well, this is how I am going to try to make it, because I think it's going to prevent the build from turning into another box, right? At least like this there is like different heights and different platforms and whatnot, so maybe in the end this thing can be a little bit more beautiful than just a regular box. Alright my friends, so here is an example of what I want to do, a multi-layer sandwich, shall we say. So on top we have the coal burners, right? Because we don't have a lot of space, I kind of want to make this as compact as possible. So we have 2 pipes going, because each pipe is capable of providing enough water for 4 machines, and each line for like 9.6, but we are going to round that to 8. So the fuel is going to be brought in from below, because if we had it on top we could not feed the machines, so we drop that responsibility to the floor below. And here we just need to connect the belt over here, and then we have a huge row of splitters, all of them connected to the lifts that themselves are connected to the coal burners. Now as for the pipes, instead of doing like the 3 water extractors for 2 pipes kind of balancing thing, like for my sanity my friends, I'm just going to overclock all of the water extractors. We are not going to need that many, so it's not that big of a deal, and that way one... Okay, that was a big jump. That means that 1 water extractor is 1 pipe worth of water, and so yeah, it's far easier for us to keep the ratios that way. So yeah, now I only need to replicate this 2 more times. Yeah, how about I get along and I do that, because after that we'll be able to connect the belts, and that means that we can kickstart everything, because every item has a place to go, which is just fan-freaking-tastic. Okay my friends, the last stretch of our build took me a little longer than I would like to admit, but the good news is I think that we are done. All of the machines are now wired, piped and belted, there is buffers and sinks in place. So let's review all of this. Now we already have seen this part on top, right? We have 30 machines being fed by 300 meters per minute crude oil pipes, right? And they should create 600 plastic out of it, right? The problem is the byproducts, and that's where like the major source of headaches come from. So let's go downstairs and see what we have done to take care of the byproduct, right? So this is our spaghetti floor. It is small, but that's fine. We have buffers for both the plastic and the fuel that we are going to be using. Nothing special about that. The special part is right in there. In there we have... could you please? I'm trying to do a thing in here. In there we have 7.5 machines, or in this case refineries, going at full blast. In this case we have 8, but the 8th is underclocked to 50%, so technically we have 7.5 in weird noises. Technically we have 7.5 taking care of the byproducts, which is the heavy oil that is going to be turned into petroleum coke. said petroleum coke is going to be used to power our vehicles and to power a small power plant that we have over here. So the feeding mechanism, we already have seen how this works. We have like the things coming down from upstairs, and we have the water over here. All of these water extractors are overclocked by 50% so that they provide 180 water per pipe, so that the each pipe can provide water to 4 coal power plants, right? And then these things take the petroleum coke upstairs. It's a little bit messy, but that's why it is over here. This way it is covered and it's not ugly, right? And so let's just take a quick look at the power plants. In here we have 8 plus 8, 16 plus 8, 24. Really? 24 coal burner thingies, all of them very ugly. This thing is a tad bit ugly, but oh well. It is compact, and that's what we wanted in the first place. Everything is going to be covered, therefore we don't care too much if things don't look precisely the best. Now I will have to do the beautification in between episodes, because this thing is actually rather big, and so it's going to take a little bit of time until I beautify everything. So all of this stuff is going to burn the petroleum coke, and is going to give us a whopping 1080 megawatts. That's actually not bad, taking into consideration that we are yeah, this thing is not connected. Not about that, but yeah, we are producing, I don't know. But yeah, this is a significant amount of power, nothing to frown upon, right? Right, so and now we arrive at the final bit of the design. Until this point, like I showed you guys everything, this is the final, like, last bit. So we are producing a little bit more petroleum coke than we are going to use, unfortunately. Even though I kind of had the room, we would have to balance belts, and yeah, that would have been a little bit of an headache that I kind of want to avoid. And so we have smart splitters over there. These are just you know, overflow splitters. The main line is going to just go and fill up the buffer. Once the buffer is filled up, the splitter will send the overflow into awesome sinks. Now, I only today thought about that, and that's why I didn't implement this on the other chemical plant, and I tried to burn as much as I could, because at first I thought that the petroleum coke could not be synced, but the wiki said otherwise, and so I was like, okay, then that provides a quick and easy solution. Everything that overflows goes into the awesome sink and we get rid of it, meaning that this thing should never stall, should never stop, even if if we remove everything from the system, it should just continue. If it overflows the system, it should continue as well. So I think everything is properly designed, so time to go upstairs and connect the final wire so that everything comes to life at the same time. Now, I might need to put a couple of pumps in the pipes that take the water into the coal power plant. Go through there into the coal power plant, but I need to see if that thing works first, because you know, if I can avoid putting a pump, I would rather, you know, avoid that. So let's just connect that wire. Bam. 1, 2, wait a second. Oh, yeah, okay, 2 connections, 1 connection going over there and another connection going over there. Everything is connected, I hope so. Everything has recipe, I sure hope so. And everything is melted, I sure hope so. So now, the first thing that will come to life is the oil extractors. Right. There we go, the oil is starting to flow. Eventually these things will start to pump. There we go. 1 pipe already going, the second one kicking into life, and the third one should be close behind. So now, the refineries should be turning that sweet petroleum into beautiful plastic, right? Well, apparently I need another set of pumps, which I find difficult to believe, but okay. Very weird. I don't have flow of oil upstairs. Everything is connected. I don't understand. Oh well, let me try to place another pump and see what happens. Well, I don't think that's a problem. They are pumping, but at the same time they are not. What the hell is going on? No. That couldn't possibly be. Game, you're having a moment, game, aren't you? Ain't you? Oh, come on, game. Really? You're really having a moment? Okay. Okay, game. So finally, after the game had its moment, we now have oil flow, because I just had to deconstruct the pipe and reconstruct it because, you know, things... Satisfactory doing satisfactory things. But well, now we see this beautiful, beautiful plastic being produced. I am now just going to double check that all of the machines are producing. I mean, they still need to ramp up. Yeah, I forgot about that, so there is no way that I can verify if that is happening or not. Like, there is a lot of ramping up in this system because everything is overflow. So until the power plants are operational, just think about the fully operational. I mean, all of these machines need to ramp up so that the waste pipe is completely full, so that all of the machines downstairs ramp up, so that they produce all the petroleum coke to then allow those things to finally ramp up. So everything's going to take a while to be at full capacity. But hey, plastic is being produced, and I am going to believe that past me has done all the calculations correctly and has connected everything correctly. Which clearly, by the look of that, is not the case, but well, let's just say that that is an outlier, and everything is now working perfectly fine. Do I sense another derpy moment by the game? I know we have heavy oil residue being produced. I mean, the game also knows that, and yet I don't see any in the pipe. Game, are you really doing this to me again? Okay, I was just being impatient. There is no more derpiness out of the game. There we go, we are now producing petroleum coke, my friends. Look at that, ain't that beautiful? And it smells so nice, straight from the machine. But yeah, now I just need to make double sure that the overflow thingies are working correctly and that we are not sinking anything, and clearly we are sinking stuff in here, so something is not... Yeah, okay. That should be center overflow. But no, you're sending the stuff straight from the center. Why? Why? God damn it, game, why are you doing this to me? Really? I bet you guys, the problem is the belts not being properly connected again. Let's try this again. Nope, apparently that's not the issue. Okay, the problem was that I placed any instead of any undefined because, you know, they are clearly different. Okay, I have to redo these things in here as well. Alright, so no more fuel being sent into the sinks, which is awesome, which means that these things should start burning said fuel in a little bit. Yeah, some of them are already working, not all of them, obviously, but yeah, some of them already have the stuff in them, which is pretty nice, so we should see this rise up and stabilize at a... I have no idea. No, like, I suppose we'll see once everything stabilizes, right? Well, my friends, we are very, very close to achieving full production on the plastic at least, and that's what 600 plastic looks like. Beautiful, I know. Now, my friends, even though this was a great effort, there is a disappointing silver lining to all of this. We have to remember that to make 10 computers per minute, we require 580 plastic. We are producing 600, which means that all of this effort will simply just be absorbed by the computer line. If we need more plastic, we have to do this all over again. Okay, that's sad to say the least, but well, at least one problem is temporarily fixed. Besides, we still have a little bit of production over on the other chemical plant of 200 plastic per minute, I think. Yeah, 200 plastic. So, I mean, to make other stuff, we can just use that plastic, right? But yeah, my friends, I think we're going to cut it in here, because this episode is probably already longer than it should be, and well, the beautification will be a side project that we will do over time, because not only is this thing big, it is also awkward. I'm not going to be able to build a box, which is my traditional style of architecture, and so I will have to think a little bit. Besides, we have these Palladic symbols, these symbols of virility and fertility, sticking out of the freaking main platform, and that puts a hinder to any architecture plans that I might have. So yeah, all of these things are just in the way and they are just annoying. But oh well, my friends, I'm just rambling a little bit too much. With all of that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye.